All right, everyone. We are here at the NFL draft. It is that time. We are at Wednesday, so the day before the NFL draft. And this is going to be my one and only mock draft. For those of you who do not know, yes, I'm a huge Houston Texans fan, but let's get into it. So, pick number one, very simple. It is the Chicago Bears, and it is Caleb Williams. There's no way they pass on him. For a while, I thought they might. As soon as I got rid of Justin Fields, it made it very obvious they are going Caleb Williams. So, nothing much to talk about there. Let's go into pick number two. Commanders. I thought for a while it was going to be Drake May, but what fits their offense, I'm sure, as you heard many of you people saying when it Cliff Kingsbury, is going to be Jaden Daniels. He's just great passer and he's dual threat, and that is something that they absolutely love. Pick number three, the New England Patriots do not trade down, which has been talked about a lot. Instead, they go with Drake May. Drake May fits what New England normally does. Obviously, Mayo is there and not Belichick, but he is the quintessential passer that the Patriots always go after. Number four, we are looking at our first trade alert. Yes, the Minnesota Vikings do trade up, and it was not smoke. They're in love with J.J. McCarthy, and they trade with, obviously, the Cardinals, and they get J.J. McCarthy. So they're going to give up their two first rounders and probably a late third or their fourth rounder in order to get him. Chargers are ecstatic at this point. Marvin Harrison Jr., the best receiver in this class, probably the best receiver to come out since I'd say probably Julio Jones. So the last great receiver to come out falls right into their lap. They are ecstatic. They are so happy. They get this in as soon as the Vikings are announced. This pick is already in, and they're just holding it up, saying, "Are they going to trade down?" Obviously not. They're going with Marvin Harrison Jr. The Giants, a lot of people are saying that they're a trade option. I don't see it happening. I see them going with the best wide receiver left, and at this point, they have their option of Malik Neighbors or Rome Odunze. I think they go the more physical guy, the one who will go up and get it, and they're gonna go with the Rome Odunze, who looks absolutely amazing. He's going to be a great fit there, and they're not going to go quarterback, at least not yet. They may in a later round, but not yet. Next, we are looking at Joe Alt for the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee needs a better offensive lineman. They went Peter Skoronski last year. They're going to go Joe Alt this year. They're going to make sure that their offensive line is completely intact. The reason why, they have three great pass rushers within the AFC South coming after them four times throughout the year. They have Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson out of the Texans. And then they also have, obviously, Josh Allen out of the Jaguars. So they need to be sure that their quarterback is protected. Next one, we have a trade up. Indianapolis Colts trade up and they select Brock Bowers. They saw him falling and they didn't think they were going to get him. And here they're able to trade up and only give up their second round pick of next year and their first round pick. They trade up, I think it's four spots with the Falcons. Give up their second round pick, which is probably going to be a late pick, and they pick up Brock Bowers. So they pick up a great weapon for their up and coming quarterback. Next one, we have another trade alert. Seattle Seahawks trade up. They do not think Neighbors is going to be there any longer, and they need another receiver, especially with Tyler Lockett starting to get old. So it's going to be Lockett, DK Metcalf, Jackson Smith and Jigba, and Malik Neighbors. They're going to have one of the best receiving cores in all of the NFL. They trade up. They give up not too much for trading up because their pick wasn't that bad. They're able to trade up and get their receiver of the future. Next up, New York Jets. They're going to stick and pick. They're not going to receiver. They're not going offensive line. They are going quarterback, Terrion Arnold. They're very happy to get this guy. I did not think he was going to be there. I also think he will be the first defensive person taken. A lot of people are saying it's going to be a few other people. I think it's going to be Arnold. I really do. So that is what we're doing there. Next up, Arizona Cardinals. They are beyond happy. They trade down and they get the person they wanted anyways. They get Dallas Turner. They get, in my opinion, the best defensive player in this entire class. Yes, the reason why the Jets went cornerback is they need another corner. Arizona needs everything. They need pass rushers, and Dallas Turner is going to be one of those. He's not going to put up huge numbers, but he is going to be very, very consistent. Next, Broncos. They do not go quarterback here. They may go quarterback next round, but they're going Troy Fatanu. They're going with someone who they think is going to help them in the long run. In this case, it is Troy Fatanu, who is going to help them. They don't trade back like a lot of people are saying. They're not trading up for a quarterback. They stick and pick, and I think they make a great selection there. Next one, the Raiders. They're going Quinyon Mitchell, who I think is going to be perfect for them. It is going to be exactly what they need. They need help on both sides of the ball, and Quinyon Mitchell is going to be able to do that. He is going to help against the probably one of the best offenses that they go against. So he's going to be able to make sure that everything is done correctly for them. Next, we are looking at Fuaga, I apologize, for the Saints. He is one that they have been looking at. They didn't think was going to drop this far. I think it is a perfect one for them. Uh, he is he's going to be one of the best things that they need. We're still not sure how Derek Carr is going to figure out, but they want to protect him. They have a couple other people that they picked up for the offensive line, and this is just going to make the offensive line even better. Next, obviously, we have the trade alert. They had traded down, and get this, they still get Jared Verse, who is one of the best defensive ends here. He's going to put up a lot of numbers. He is just the quintessential defensive end. He is absolutely perfect for the Falcons, who have a pretty good receiving core. They have a good tight end. They have a great quarterback. They're going to lose out on a lot of picks, it looks like, for next year. So why not get one of the best defensive ends in this class? Next, we are looking at the Chicago Bears. They get Fashanu, who is going to really, really help them. So obviously, they have a lot of they have a really good receiving core. We were hoping it was going to get better, but instead, why not shore up that line for the quarterbacks that for the quarterback that they just picked up? Make sure that he is put in the position to win. Next, Jacksonville Jaguars, they can't pass up Brian Thompson Jr. They have a couple of good receivers already there. This is going to add another great receiver in the AFC South that is just going to be up for grabs this year. I personally love the Texans to win it, but I think the AFC South may be the best division in the NFL this year, and they need all the weapons that they can get against the great defenses that the AFC South has. Next, the Bengals. They have one job: protect Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is really starting to look like Andrew Luck. He may be an early retirement option with how often he gets injured. So their job, pick J.C. Latham, who shouldn't be available at this point. He should be a top 10 pick, but he's still available because of how deep this class is receiver-wise. Protect Joe Burrow. That is their job, and they do it exactly there. Next, LA Rams, they get Byron Murphy. Obviously, Aaron Donald just retired. They get the best defensive tackle to probably come out since Aaron Donald. So they win here. This is a big win for the Rams. They're not used to picking on Thursday. They're always a Friday pick. Instead, they're able to pick tomorrow on Thursday, and they get a great defensive tackle that they absolutely need with Aaron Donald retiring. Next, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers. Everyone was saying receiver here. I do not think they're going receiver. They have a pretty good receiving core. What they do not have is a lot of things, that being their defense needs a lot of work and their offensive line needs work. AKA, that is why we're looking at Latu. I think Latu is going to help on the edge. They have one really good edge rusher of TJ Watt. Now they have a second. And in the next round, instead of going receiver, I think they're going to go offensive lineman. So that way, in their top two picks, they get exactly what they need to help them. Miami Dolphins. People are everywhere with this. In my opinion, they are going Xavier Worthy. Dolphins are all about speed. Why not pick up the person who broke the record and have 3 speed receivers? Have Tyreek Hill, have Jalen Waddle, and have now Xavier Worthy, and then have a speed back as well in David Achane. No one's going to be able to keep up with this team if they all stay healthy. And that's the key. Will they stay healthy? But Xavier Worthy, if he is here, he's picked. I don't see the Dolphins going anywhere else. That is actually my lock. If he is there, he's a Dolphin. Next, a lot of people thought the Eagles were going to trade up. Instead, Eagles normally will wait to see what falls to them, and in this case, Chop Robinson. I mean, once again, the Eagles get the pieces that they always need. They always go defense, and for some reason, people drop to them all the time. So, of course, they're going to have it drop to them. Now the Arizona Cardinals with their second of 3 first-round picks, they're getting Cooper DeJean. Everyone's saying that he's going to Green Bay, and to be honest, if he falls to Green Bay, that's exactly where he's going. But I think Arizona is going to say, you know what? Let's get a corner. We need cornerbacks. He's perfect for us. I think he's going to fall right to them. Next up, we have a trade alert. Kansas City trades up. They need a wide receiver. They get Adonai Mitchell. He is a strong wide receiver, and he is fast. Obviously, Rashee Rice, we don't know what's going to happen. He's probably going to be suspended at least 6 games. They need a receiver. They don't have anyone. Yes, they got Hollywood Brown. We'll see how he does. They have Kelsey. That's it. There's no one else. They need someone. And Adonai Mitchell is going to be it. Now, Green Bay Packers have no idea what to do. They were looking at one person and one person only like they normally do, and they decide they're not really having many options for trading down, so they end up sticking and picking here. And they actually get a good one. They get Tyler Guyton. And Tyler Guyton, as all of you know, he is going to be perfect for them. He's going to shore up that offensive lineman. Well, obviously, Bakhtiari gone. He's going to be a plug-and-play person that they're able to put in right away. So it is a great pick, but it is not what they were expecting. Next up, we are looking at Mims for the Buccaneers. They have one job right now. The Buccaneers do. It is very, very, very simple. Protect your quarterback. We saw what happened when Baker Mayfield is protected. He looks phenomenal. Protect him. He has a lot of weapons already. They just re-signed Mike Evans. They have a good receiving core. They have a good tight end core. Get him one more weapon, maybe a little bit later. Get him a running back as well. First round, protect him. And that is exactly what they do here. They do exactly what they needed to do, and they pick up Mims. Next up, Arizona Cardinals. They get Newton. They get one of the best people who has been going up the draft boards. He just looks so phenomenal. His size, his speed. He is a great, great, great defensive tackle. I understand that he's a little bit undersized. And when I say his size, I mean the fact that he is built solid. It is going to be perfect for them here. And because of that, I have them selecting Newton. Next, Buffalo Bills. They got to go wide receiver, right? Nope. Buffalo is going to go against the grain. They're not going to go wide receiver. Even though this is definitely what they need the most, they're not going to go that way. And instead, they're going to go with exactly who we see here. They're going to go with Graham Barton. There's a reason for this. Why Graham Barton? Why would you think? Obviously, it is because of how often your quarterback runs. You need to be able to protect him somehow. And this is exactly how they're going to do that. They are going to protect him by picking him up. And they do that with Graham Barton. He is what they need, even though that is not what people are expecting. He is a great interior lineman, and it is perfect for the run. I know that I'm spending a lot of time here, but there's a reason for that. The Bills need a wide receiver, yes. But if you do not protect Josh Allen, which they've not been doing great at, Josh Allen isn't going to be around, and there goes the entire Bills franchise. So this is the perfect pick for them. Bills fans are not going to be happy, keep in mind. But he falls to them, and most people's mock for the Bills, he's actually a top 20 perk, and he falls all the way down. So now let's go on to the Lions. They're looking at Jaron Cooper. I'm so bad with names. I apologize. He falls to them. A lot of people are surprised that he fell this far, but it is one of those picks that they love to do. Lions always pick out of the norm, and in this case, they go with a great linebacker who's available, probably the best linebacker in the class, and they pick him up to go alongside their great linebacking core. Next, we are looking at Baltimore Ravens. They have a few weapons. They have a pretty good offensive weapons. Defense. They need defense. Therefore, they go with Kool-Aid McKinstry, who is going to be perfect in Tampa too. Baltimore Ravens have been running a lot of Tampa too, so I think he's going to fit in there perfectly. And not just that, he also works great in the slot. So Kool-Aid McKinstry is going to be the perfect pick here. Next up, San Francisco 49ers, they go Nate Wiggins. They need help wherever they can get it right now, and they're going to do so with Nate Wiggins. Why do I say they need help? It is because they really do. They need something to help pick up their defense. Their defense is great in the interior. Their secondary isn't as good. Nate Wiggins is really going to help with that. And lastly, with the Cowboys trading down, they get a great pass rusher in Brandon Fisk. He looks absolutely amazing for Florida State. He's not going to put up the biggest numbers, but he's going to be so consistent. He's going to pressure beyond belief. And when the Cowboys said that they're going all in, they do that by selecting Braden Fisk, who shouldn't be available at this point, and then getting more picks by trading up with Kansas City and getting a third rounder for this year. So they get more picks and they get someone who shouldn't have been available this late. So that is my entire mock draft for 2024. Please let me know what you guys think. And I am so excited, even being a Texans fan. I know we don't have a first round pick, but I'm so excited to see what happens for everyone. Hope you guys like this. Please like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.